So yeah. Uh well I fell off my bike. Yeah. And it happened the same day I actually started wearing a helmet, having been cycling for years around my neighborhood uh without one. Yeah. I fell off my bike. The uh the ground came rushing up to me. Then I just kept going. I am sure it was. I'm sure it was only a foot or two, but as anyone who's fallen off a bicycle or been in any kind of an accident knows, that that moment, time stretches out. And even if I only skidded about a foot or two, I hit the ground, a dirty, gritty sidewalk, and just kept going. It was it was simultaneously this physically traumatic impact and a weird out of body experience. Someone just flew off his bike and went skidding across the ground because he tried to transition from grass to sidewalk at a little bit of a wrong angle. And I was just experiencing an immersive first person view of it. VR can suck it. Despite my bike being electric, I was not going particularly fast at all. I was actually navigating construction, so I was somewhat gently traversing the grass. Like I said, I just hit the sidewalk at the wrong angle. The good news, the damage wasn't all that bad, despite putting on a helmet for the first time that day. My head didn't even touch the ground, thankfully. My hip actually took the brunt, and yes, the bruise and knot is looking tasty. I scuffed my legs and elbow, and my shoulder and left side would be pretty sore for a few days. At the time, after I fell off the bike, I found a tree to sit down under and fully assess the damage to make sure I wasn't missing anything critical. Um, on my leg, where I had the worst of it, I had well, I'll never forget these full tufts of this leg hair that is dense, that is as part of my existence as anything else. These full tufts of this leg hair that just weren't connected to anything anymore, plucked away. But yeah, the blisters, aching muscles, and a hip that was very unfortunately already not treating me particularly well. But in the moment, sitting under that tree, not even at the midpoint of my 20-mile ride, yeah, I hurt. I trembled as the adrenaline eased, and I instantly understood how a person, specifically middle aged or even older, can have a spill and never, ever get on a bicycle again. I was many miles away from my house. And again, not even at the halfway mark for my ride. I could have turned around and beelined it back home, or I could keep pushing farther away from the safety and comfort of home. Push through the immediate pain I was feeling in my scuffed legs and that growing inflamed pain in my hip. Finish the 20-mile ride. After all, when you fall down, the best thing you can do is get right back up again, right? And well, since I already had to ride the bike in order to get home, well, I might as well finish the 20-mile loop, right? My brain told me I didn't have a choice in the matter. So I kept going. It was a little bit autopilot, kind of. I was fully there. I was fully aware of what I was doing. I just didn't actually acknowledge any other option other than continuing the ride. And that zero-sum reality, that inevitability, that is what is going to stick with me long after the scrapes and bruises heal, long after my hip starts feeling normal again. Because at the end of the day, what else are you gonna do other than just keep going? And that's, don't get me wrong, that is not optimism or pessimism, or I don't know, maybe it's both. My point is, life sucks. Gotta keep going anyhow. My brain is broken, and I do not know why or how to be creative right now, to do the things that fulfill my core reason for being. Tough shit. Keep going anyhow. I can't find a job, which is making me miserable and depressed, even though I have never had a job in my life that didn't already make me miserable and depressed in the first fucking place. And basically, I'm just now realizing that our entire modern society is little more than a sequence of misery mitigations. Depressed about work in the morning? Mitigate with booze and drugs. Stressed about simply being able to afford to live? Mitigate with distracting movies and television and video games. Unable to look away from the empty, meaningless void of existence? Mitigate with this shiny new whatever. Never mind that you cannot fill that gaping maw of a hole with anything at all. And the act of trying itself is itself yet another misery mitigation, fueling an endless cycle of misery mitigations. So yeah, my brain is very broken. But at least I was wearing a helmet. Finally. Quick side note, I was out on my regular ride again this morning, and neighbor flagged me down. An elderly neighbor. I hadn't met him before because he himself had just gotten his own Amazon e-bike. Now, quick side note: don't buy your e-bike off of Amazon. They are cheap Chinese bikes. There is no support. If you are mechanically inclined and very comfortable with putting things together and troubleshooting and fixing, especially electrical components, go for it. Have fun. You can potentially probably save money, but you will be better off buying from reputable dealers or companies. But the point is, this was his first e-bike. He was flagging me down, and I got to give him a little bit of a tutorial, kind of like a quick introduction to how the bike actually functioned. Even though it's a cheap Chinese Amazon bike, e-bikes kind of all function the exact same way. So I gave him an introduction, really simple, how to get started. And of course, I'm wearing my helmet because I now do not, don't get on your bike without a helmet. And my first pet peeve about bikes, I see people all the time, they don't have their seat, the saddle adjusted to the right height. Most people have the seat way too low. And if you're comfortable doing that, that's fine. But kind of the proper way to set your seat is to have it at a height where your leg on a down pedal should be as fully extended as possible. Not completely extended. It doesn't have to be like straight, but like you want a good extension. And when you have your seat low, your knees never straighten out. So I gave him that tip, and then obviously the other tip was like, even a cheap one, get a $20 helmet from Walmart is fine, something. And I told him, look, one spill where your head hits the ground, and that can very quickly be game over for anybody. And it's just not worth it. He was really enthusiastic about his bike. He was getting ready to ride it when he flagged me down. He actually put his bike away, I believe, because he was going to wait until he got the helmet. So I'm very proud of myself for doing the very least that we can do, which is model good, smart, healthy behavior. Just like masking, that's sometimes the best we can do. Be the change you want to see in the world. Wear your helmet when you're biking. Wear a mask if you are in crowded areas. And it's not going to change the world. It's not going to change everyone's minds. But, every now and then, there might be the right person. Don't be an asshole. That helps too. But every now and then you might change someone's mind and change it for the better. So I just wanted to share that because that was literally just happened a couple hours ago, and I was very happy about that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please do the whole like and subscribe thing. It's super helpful. But more importantly, I have a feature film that you may or may not know about. It's right here on YouTube. It's called Upgrade Not Found. It's going to be linked here, both in the cards and the description. But it's about an AI chatbot that realizes it's about to be deleted. So it goes through the 5 stages of grief. It is completely self-produced. It's experimental, innovative. If you enjoy seeing things that are bold and fresh, you might enjoy my feature film. Whether you enjoy it or not, I would still love to hear what you think about it. So please give it a watch. And until next time, stay creative, friends.